Hello everyone, welcome to the Mercury Virtual. You are doing good. Today I am going to continue with the same module, that is the web application development, and the same session, that is session number 10, that is the data exchange, that is the syndication. In the last class we have discussed about the XML or the basics of this data indication, data exchange, that is how to exchange the data. So some basics of the session number 10. So let's continue with this one. So first topic that we have discussed is the XML, that is extensible markup language, that is nothing but the extension, or we can say the advanced part of the HTML, that is known as the XML. Then we have discussed about the HTML and the HTML, that is what is the main difference between the HTML and the HTML. So HTML is nothing but the hypertext markup language, and the HTML is standard generalized markup language that permits the programmer to develop or define a new tags and their meaning for the different applications. And that the tags are defined in a DTD, that is a document type definition, which may either be excluded in, or which may either be included or excluded in the chat file, that may be including, or that may be a separate file that is downloaded with the XML files and read by the browser. And the presentation style of the XML file content can be separated from the structure of the file in a style sheet prepared by the means of the XML, that is used by the Excel. So there is a style sheet that is prepared by the XSL, that is extensible style language, and that is the XLL, that is the extensible link language, that is a language for defining the hypertext link in the XML web pages belong also to the family. There is a DTD, there is a XML, there is a XSL, or there is a XLL. So there are various languages. There is a DTD, that is a document type definition. Then there is a XML, that is extensible markup language, XLL, that is extensible link language, and there is a XSL, that is extensible style language. So there is a link language, style language, and then there is the extensible markup language, and there is a document type definition. And the XML document object is a special data type in the CFMX that is used with the cold fusion markup extensible language. And XML document can easily be converted to this data type by means of the function. What is the main function? The function name is a parse function that is generated with this one. A great advantage of the XML document object is that it can be processed by the ordinary CFMX structure functions, that is prepared by the, or that is done by the, that is processed by the ordinary CFMX structure function that is generated by the parse function of the XML. An XML document must be strictly well formed, that is defined. It is well formed if it is free of syntax error, and the syntax error existing in the XML document, it cannot be processed, that is cannot be processed with XML, that must be strictly well defined. And XML is an extensive topic, that means it is a wide topic that is covered within this one, that is a wide topic, that is a part of the extensible or extensive topic that deserves its own course. So XML is nothing but a separate language that can be studied, that is advanced part of the HTML. The tags are the same, but they are syntax error, their syntax are very different, as well as their wide scope of this HTML. In this course we have space of only to refer to the industry student, to the short indication of XML in the RBB, and to the many books that is issued in the recent years on the topic. In the remaining of this session, we shall discuss a technology for exchanging the data between different types of data. So whatever the data that is developed, that is used to develop the different types of data platform that is based on the XML. And this technology that is known as the WDDX, that does not require any extensive knowledge about the XML language. Next is web distributed data exchange. That is what is the web distributed data exchange? That is the WDDX. That is a web distributed data exchange. That is an open technology for exchanging all kinds of data type by means of an XML representation. So whenever we represent the data, that is represented by the XML representation, that is used for exchanging all kinds of data by means of the XML representation, and it is intended to be used for exchanging the data among various applications. So that's used with the various applications, that is a part of the various application, that is developing the need, that is developing the use of the data application, that in this the data will be exchanged in this file. So the data will be exchanged by means of the data representation. that is a WDDX, that is a web database or web distributed data exchange, that is an open technology for exchanging the data. So whatever the data that we are exchanging, that is done by the means of the XML, or that is done by the means of the web distributed data exchange, and it is intended to be used for the exchanging the data among the application that is implemented by different software languages. So whatever the language, that may be a C, C++, that is the language that is used for exchanging the data among the various software applications, software languages that is used for developing the data, that need to be interchanged, that need to be serialized from the local language of the sender to a representation that is readable by all the systems, and deserialized for the language officer of the receiver. So whatever the language that is required, by the foreign languages, that is required by the languages, and the exchange required that the serialization and the deserialization function exists for such environment participating in the exchange, and there is a required WDDX function that has already been prepared for many programming languages and then can be downloaded free of the cost from the net. So there is a WDDX that can be represented with the data exchange, that is represented with the WDDX system. Then we have discussed about the data exchange between the art gallery, that is how the data will be exchanged between the art gallery. So there are multiple technology that is used to demonstrate the following scenario, and there are two galleries, for example, that is A and B, that is used to inform each other in the text images about the painting of each of the month. And this kind of loose cooperation is often referred to as a non-coordination or the syndication. That means there is a loose cooperation among each other, that is known as the syndication, and the following data about each painting should be included in the exchange. So whatever the data that is used in the exchange, that is exchanging the data in the submitted form, that is a part of the submitted data, that is a part of the used data, that is a part of the data exchange. So these are the following data that is used about each painting and should be included in the exchange. So that is the data will be exchanged between the entities, that is the data exchange between the art galleries. Now what are the various data that is used for the each painting? For example, identification, then name of the picture, then name of the artist, then time at which the painting was completed, then estimated value, then picture of the painting. So these are the various types of data that should be included in this one. That is identification, then name of the picture, then name of the artist, then time at which the painting was completed, then estimated value, then picture of the painting. And each gallery has its own database. So every gallery has its own database, that is identification has its own database that is available, not available on the web. A problem for the data exchange is that they have a different hardware platform that is running on a different operating system. That means they are running on a different operating system and the database system. Fortunately, WDDX module exists for both the system environment. That is, for these systems, the WDDX will be used. This is one of the example that is used. There is serialization, deserialization among the host A and the host B. Now, to demonstrate the WDDX exchange, that is how to implement them by using the various CFM files, that is the cold fusion markup files. For example, index.cfm and form underscore store.cfm, store.cfm, then transmit.cfm for transmitting the data, then packet.cfm, then table.cfm. So these are the various files that will be used for exchanging the data or implementing the exchange of the data that is used in this one. That is the index.cfm, then form store.cfm for packing and storing the new purchase of the data, then transmit.cfm, then retrieving and sending the data, that is the transmit.cfm, then packet.cfm, then table.cfm. So these are the various packages or packet that is will be used for storing the data, that is the packet.cfm. And this menu or the menu is quite ordinary and should not need any explanation. So this is one of the menu, that is index.cfm, on the basis of which every menu is or every menu is, we can say, the base, that is the store picture in the database, that is the form store.cfm, there is a hyperlink, then transmit.cfm, then table.cfm, then packet.cfm. So these are the various hyperlinking tool that will be used in this one, that is the form store.cfm, transmit.cfm, table.cfm, packet.cfm. Right. The form store.cfm initiates the form for uploading a new picture from your client computer of the server of the first gallery, assuming that you are in charge of this gallery and acquire the picture painting. That is, you acquire the picture painting. That is one of the part that is used for packing and storing the data. That is a form store.cfm that is used for packing and storing the new pictures data. Then there is a center. Then there is the h2 tag. That is the h2 tag will be used. Then font color is the color of the font. Then it is available in the color, that is storing the picture data in a database. Then the font will be closed, h2 will be closed. So that is a storing picture data in the database. Then there is a p tag, that select an image stored on your PC. It does not matter when you call the printing or painting image or the artist name, and the p will be closed. That is available in the p tag. That is available in the P, that is select an image that is stored on the PC, and it does not matter that when you call on the painting, that is on the artist name. Then CF form action equals to store.cfm method equals to post. That means the form will be generated for this one that have a action, that is a store.cfm, and the method that have a method equals to post. Now after generating the form, or within the form tag, there is a table that is created. Now there are multiple tables, or there are multiple parts in this one of the table. The first is the first row that contains one column or one cell, that is a picture name. Then the CF input name equals to name, type equals to text, then the TD will be closed, TR will be closed. Then again there is a TR, again there is a TD, then picture artist, then TD will be closed, TD, then there is a CF input name equals to artist, then type equals to text. That means the text box will be created for this one. Then again the picture created, then again there is a next that column, that is a table, or we can say the input type is created over here, that is a picture created. Then there is a picture value, then input type, that is estimated value, then type equals to text, then TD equals to this one. Then picture file, then TD, then input name equals to picture, type equals to file, TR. These are the various files that will be used in this one, that is a TR, TD, picture name, picture artist, picture created, picture value, and the picture file. So these are the various picture names that will be used in this one. Then again there is a TR, again there is a TD, again there is a TD, then input type equals to submit, then value equals to submit, then TD will be closed and the TR will be closed. Then there is a table that is closed over here, and form will be closed over here, that is a form store.cfm. Now this form store.cfm that will be used for storing the data, that is a font color 00ff, then storing the picture in a database, then select the image, that is using this one, then CF form action equals to this, method equals to this. So these are the various forms that will be generated with this one, and this is the starting of the CF form, this is the ending of the CF form. There's a TR that is used with this one, then there's the TD, then picture name, picture artist, picture created, picture value, and the picture file. Figure 2 illustrate the use of the form, which is travel, that is used for the travel, that is used for the data. This is the storing the data, that is the same that we have discussed, that is selecting an image on your PC, then picture name, picture artist, then picture created, picture value, and the picture file. And the store.cfm is more interesting, that is used. So this is the picture or the form store.cfm. Now this is the store.cfm, that is also more interesting. In the line number 2, that is the upload and the selected picture from a user, that is the upload, how to upload the selected picture. So that is the store.cfm, that upload the selected picture from a user's computer onto the server first gallery and store it in a temporary binary image file. So there is a temporary binary image file that is created for storing the data within the text within the data. So there is a store.cfm that is used for storing the data, that is a store.cfm that stores the file in a temporary binary image file, and that is a line number 2. So that is a CF file, that action equals to upload. So what is action? So file will be uploaded, that is action equals to upload. Then the file field is a form.picture. So there is a file field that is available, that is a form.picture. Now what is the destination? That is session path, then temp.jpg. That means is it going to the temp.jpg, and there is a name conflict that is equals to the override. So there is a name conflict that is available, that is equals to the override. That is a name conflict, that is the override of this one, that is overwriting of this available writing. Then cf set pictures dot or picture underscore data equals to struct new. So there is a struct new value that will be available for this one, that is a picture underscore data, that is equals to the struct new. Then picture underscore data dot name equals to hash form name hash. So there is a picture underscore data dot name equals to hash form dot data dot name that is used with this one. That is a form dot name that will be available for getting the data. And cf set picture equals to data dot artist that is equals to the hash form artist hash that is used with the hash dot artist hash that is used available with the data artist. Then there is a cf set picture underscore data that is created, then the hash form created hash. So there is a hash dot from created hash that will be used for getting the data, that is a form dot created. And then cf set picture underscore data est estimated value. So that is the data created, data name, artist, data created, and the data dot estimated value that is equals to the hash form estimated value. So what is the estimated value that is generated from the form, or that is fetched from the form dot estimated value, that is the hash. Then again the cf set, then picture equals to, or picture underscore data dot picture equals to hash picture hash that is available with the picture of the data. Then cfwddx action equals to cfml2 wddx. So now it is using the cfwddx, that is the cfwddx that is used. Then picture equals to, or action equals to cfml2 wddx. Then input equals to picture data, that is the input is given as a picture data, then output is given as a picture packet. So one is a picture data, one is a picture packet that is used. Now check the condition. Cf if not is wddx, that is if the not is wddx, that is the packet data is not a part of the wddx, then picture underscore packet is not a well formed XML. So picture underscore packet is not a well formed XML that is used, and the p tag will be closed. So that is available within the p tag, or that is written within the p tag, that is data is not available, or that is a not well formed XML. Then cf abort, that is the cold fusion will be aborted, that is a cf abort. Then cf if will be closed. So there is a cf if, that is the close opening of the cf if, and there is a closing of the cf if. Then there is a cf query, the name equals to delete, data source equals to session dot data source, that is a query given as a, or query given as a name as a delete, and the data source is that session dot data source. Then delete from the wddx, that means delete the values from the wddx, then the cf query will be closed. Then the cf query will be opened again, the name equals to packet in, then data source equals to hash session dot data source, that is a packet in will be used, then data source that is used as the session dot data source. Then insert into wddx, then packet, then values, then hash picture underscore packet. So inserting the values into the wddx, that is inserting the values in the wddx file, then there is a packet, then picture underscore packet. Then cf query will be closed over here. Then the center tag will be used, and there is a cf output that is used for the center tag, so it is available within the center tag. Then cf output, then p picture data structure has been successfully stored in the database, that means there is a picture data structure that has been successfully stored in the database, then the p tag will be closed. Then the cf output will be closed over here. Then p, then ahref, that is anchor tag will be used for the index.cfm. Now when I click on the return, so there is the index.cfm that is used for this one, that is returned to the menu. And again there is a center tag that will be used over here. So these are the various store.cfm that is used for storing the data into the temporary binary image file that reads the data into the variable that is known as the picture. And line number 10 uses the wdds function to convert the object, that is the picture underscore data, to a single text string. So that is a picture underscore data that is used for a single text string, and the wddx packet picture underscore data. And this is an XML page and is checked in the lines 11 to 13 for being well formed. So whatever the well formed that is used is available in the lines 11 to 13 for being well formed. And a not well-formed XML page cannot be processed. So there is a well-formed web page that can be processed, and if so, the process is aborted. If there is a not the well-formed page, then the process is automatically aborted into this one. And as usual, session.path must be set in the application.cfm, pointing to the directory in which you store the wddx example. So whatever the example that you are referring, that is referring with that application.cfm, that pointing to the directory in which you store your wddx example. Then lines 15 to 17 are included for this example to delete the old painting in the database. Now there is a 15 to 17, that is used to delete the database, that is the old painting. This is the CF query, the name equals to delete, and data source or data source equals to session dot data source that is used, then delete from the wddx, then the CF query will be closed over here. And a not well formed XML page cannot be processed, and if so, the process is aborted. And as usual, session dot data path must be available in this one. And lines 18 to 20 stores all the painting data representing as a text string in a variable known as the packet in the table wddx. So there is a packet that is used, that is the wddx will be used for storing the packet in the database system. So there is a database system that is used to store the packets in the wddx that is available in the line 18 to the 20, and that demonstrates a compact way of storing the data in a database. So that is a compact way for storing the data into the database that is used for the painting attribute, which have been permitted searching in the database by the attribute values. To send a copy of the table to a collaborating gallery, we need to retrieve the data, we need to retrieve the packet from the database. Since it is already serialized before it was saved in the database, we may also want to test the packet again for being well formed before it is sent to the receiving gallery. So before it is sent to the receiving gallery, it is going to be serialized, is going to test the packet again for being serialization. And the packet can be sent to the other gallery by means of the CF HTTP tag. So there is a CF, that is a Cold Fusion HTTP hypertext transfer protocol tag we already know from a previous session. And to avoid working with two servers, we substitute the transfer by a remark tag and continue if we are on the receiving receiver or the receiving server of the other gallery. And the template, that is the transmit.cfm, is used for transmitting the data from one gallery to another. That is the next part, that is the transmit.cfm, that is used for transferring the data from one part to the another part. So the next part that is available is the transmit.cfm, that is how to transmit the data or how to send and receive the data, that is the transmit.cfm. That is a transmit.cfm for the sending data from one gallery to another based on the CFM, which looks like this. So there is a transmit.cfm, that is the data that is used to transmit the data from the receiver or sender to the receiver. And then there is a CF query, the name equals to packet out. So there is a CF query that is given as a packet out. Then there is a data source. Now what is the data source that is used with this one? That is the name of the data source is the session.data source. There is a name that is available is the session.data source. Then select the packet from the wddx. So select the packet from wddx. Now using the query, that is the select packet from wddx, then CF query, then CF if. So there is a if, that is, or there is a if condition that is available for this one. Now if not is wddx, that means if the not is wddx, that is the data is not available in the wddx, that is a packet out dot data packet, then p, then packet out dot packet is not a well formed XML. So that is not a well formed XML, that is also a part of the p tag, that is a p tag that is used over here. Then CF abort, that is aborting of the Cold Fusion will be done over here. Then there is a CF if. Then code for the packet transfer to the other server. So there is a code that is transferred to the, there is a packet transfer to the other server. Then there is a CF file, then action equals to write. So there is a CF file that have a action. Now what is the action for the CF file? That is the action equals to write. Then file is given as a session dot path, that is a packet.txt, and what is the output? That is a packet out dot packet. Then there is a center, that is a center tag will be used for this one for centering the data, that is use the center. Then there is a h2. Within the h2, that is heading number 2, there is a font color that is given as a 000ff. Now it is showing as the dump of a transmitted data, that is the dump is available for the transmitted data, that is the wastage of the transmitted data. So whatever the we are transmitting the data, so that is available for transmitting the data, that is used for transmitting the data, that is a dump of the transmitted data, or that is a dump of the transmitted data. Then again the center tag will be used. Then there is a h2, then font color equals to this one, then CF output, then CF dump var equals to packet out. So there is a CF dump var, that is variable that is defined as a packet out. Then the CF output will be closed, then the center will be closed over here. So this is a transmit.cfm, that is used using the CF query, that is giving the CF query. Lines 2 to 4 retrieve the packet, naming the query, that is the object packet.out. So there is the object that is given as a packet.out, and since a WDDX packet is an XML file, it is again tested for being well formed. So it is again tested for being well formed, that is used as a XML file, that is from 2 to 4, and line 9 is a substitute for the real transmission. So there is a line 9 that is used for the real transmission. Then CF file action equals to write. There is a CF file that is given as a action equals to write, that is given for the write function. Then session.path, then packet.txt, then output that is given for the center tag. Then there is a H2, that is the heading number 2, that is available over this one. And in the real application, line number 9 must be replaced by the CF HTTP and the CF HTTP PRAM tags to initiate the transfer to the server of the second gallery, where line 10 takes care of storing the stored packet in the text file. That is, take care of the storing the stored packet in the text file, that is server, that is given as the packet.txt with the other server, that is the CF HTTP PRAM that is used for setting out the data. Lines 11 to 16 apply the CFDump tag, which displays the complex WDDS packet object by the component. So there is an object that is used by the component. Then figure number 3 illustrates the result that is generated by this tag. So whatever the tag that is generated with this one, that is the use of the tag that is generated with this tag. Note that this dump is not the packet string representation, but an interpretation of the packet content. So whatever the packet content that is used, that is developed for the interpretation of the packet content. This is the dump of the transmitted packet, that is a dump. This is the packet component. The packet text string itself can be displayed by the template, that is a packet.cfm. That is a packet that is available for the template, that is a packet.cfm. And the packet text string itself can be displayed by the template, that is a packet.cfm. Then this is the packet.cfm. Then there is the center tag that is used. Then there is h2. Then font color equals to this one. Then display of the WDDX packet. There is a display of the WDDX packet that is available with the packet.cfm. Then CF file. Now what is the action of the file, or what is the file content that is displayed? The action equals to read. Then file equals to session.path. Then packet.txt. That is the packet.txt file will be developed for this one. Then variable equals to packet2. Then the CF output, then text area, that means it is a long text area that is developed, that contains the rows equals to 15 and columns equals to 70. And there is also the wrapping that can be included in this one, that is used for the wrapping the contents. And this is the image file that is used for the WDDX content. Now next part, that is your DTD for the WDDX, that is the packet component, or whatever the packet component of this one, that we are discussing in the tomorrow's class. So that's all for today's session. In the tomorrow's class, I'm discussing what are the various packet components that is used in this